Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Brian Divine Healer here with you. Not getting ready to do your reading. That's right. I'm gonna do lessons learned. That's right. So what's today's topic of lessons learned? It's gratefulness, my friends. That's right. We're going to speak about gratefulness. What is gratefulness? Gratefulness is appreciation. It's a thank you. It's recognizing. Didn't know that one, did you? What do I mean about recognizing? Let's say you're going into a store and someone holds the door for you. They open it, they hold it open for you. You get your ass in the store. And you just walk right in. You don't say nothing. Well, that person did something for you, right? Even though it was minimal, just by opening the door. What you neglected to see, my friends, is the gratefulness in that. This person didn't have to open the door for you, but they did. Showing you in some way that they have compassion and care for you. And that is where not being grateful hurts. Hurts other people, right? That person didn't have to hold the door open for you. But you didn't have to walk in and not say, thank you. Or better yet, the next time you open the door and you wait for somebody to come in, that's being grateful. Yes. I know y'all love my little examples and shit, but before I keep getting into all that, Divine Squad, thank you, my little subscribers. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribers, and your comments. I probably need a bigger table. I have big arms and huge elbows. You know what I'm saying? Wow, shit. Anyways, I'm almost done with my coffee. So noobs, hit the like button, subscribe, become part of the Divine family. Check out my other playlists, Juicy January, Discerning Decembers, and of course, Lessons Learned. So let me tell you why I'm grateful. One, I'm grateful that I'm alive. I am grateful to have been born. I am grateful for my life. Here we go. I'm going to give you some examples of why I'm grateful. And I pay that shit forward. Here's the first example. I don't know, I was about 13 years old, right? It was Sunday. We were getting ready to go to church. Yes, I did go to church quite frequently. A Baptist church, Southern Baptist. Mind you, my whole family's Catholic, right? Everybody's Catholic, but not me. That's fine. I mean, I was baptized the right way, dunked in and all that stuff, but let me move forward. So, everybody's getting ready to get dressed for church. I'm already dressed. So I go outside and I'm playing around, right? In my church duds, right? When I was younger, I mean, I have pictures I might show y'all. I was probably like 5 years old in a 3-piece suit going to church. Amen. I might not look like it, but this word divine don't mean just letters or some shit. It's real. It's in my blood. It is a sign. It's showing y'all what I'm going to do. You're going to understand in a minute, okay? Okay, so I'm out playing around, right? So I climb this tree. Where we used to live in the ghetto. That's right, people. I'm white as fuck. But I lived in the ghetto. I'm talking about the bricks. You know what Brick City is? Maybe you should Google that shit, right? I ain't hating on nobody, but this is just my childhood, right? So living in a rough area, going to church, waiting on my folks to get ready. So we lived in this triple decker, right? 3 apartments. Boom, 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 right? So I'm outside playing, and I climb this tree. Climbing it, right? I'm a good climber. Shit, you ain't never gonna get me. So I get all the way to the top. And about at the top was about as high as this triple decker. So I'm looking straight across, and I could see, my mother in the window, because the window was open. She was already dressed. She was just doing her hair, whatever. I was like, hey, mom, look at me. And, when you go to church, you dress nice. So I had nice shoes on, right? I didn't wear sneakers. I was wearing nice shoes. And as I'm saying, hey, ma, guess what? I fell backwards. I was falling head first. Triple decker. 3 stories. Head first. Woo! Never hit the ground. You know why? Because the tree, from when it grew up out of the ground, it split into a Y. And as I was falling head first, my leg was bent. So I'm like, oh. And where that tree grew and split, that's where my leg got caught. Stopped me from about a foot from this head hitting the ground and being dead. I got off the tree. I was fine. I started running to go tell my mom. I tripped over a little stick, and then shock kicked in, and I started crying because I fell and all this crap. But my knee was like this big. Not broken, not destroyed. It was just bruised. My life was over then. My life was over then. Should have been over, but it wasn't. And for that, my Lord, I am grateful. Now, I did another example in a different video about me stepping on a nail. So if you guys didn't see that one, here's the second one. I was probably like 10. Living in the ghetto still. Easter Sunday. Playing chase, playing war, playing whatever you do with your friends, your brothers, sisters, whatever. That's what we're doing. So I'm running around, and there was these huge vacant lots, right? I used to live in California, so the palm trees would, shed their palms and be all over the place, so we would just go and have fun and just goof off. So we went home, because as soon as that light came on, your ass better be in the house, or your mom was going to give it to you good, right? So I went inside, took off my shoes. My mother noticed that my sock was bloody. What the hell? She said, why is your sock all bloody? Take off your sock, let me check it out. My mom was a nurse. She was an RN. So when she took off my sock, lo and behold, guess what? There was a hole completely through my foot. From the bottom, straight through the top. I still have the scar. So apparently I stepped on a nail. I didn't even feel it. Running around all day like a maniac. Bleeding like, tuh. So my mother cleaned it up. She was all right, and she knew what your medical shit is, right? But I ate dinner, went to bed, woke up the next morning. I don't know if you all know what tetanus is. Maybe you should Google that for the youngers. Tetanus is a blood infection, right? It's poison, rusty anything. And so what happened is the infection ran up my leg, all the way to my knee. My mom in the morning seen it and was like, we're going to the hospital now, kid, because you're about to die. Because if that poison would have hit my femoral artery, which is the main artery, this thing, you know what I'm saying, people? I'm going to make a move over here. If that poison went to my femoral artery, which is in my thigh, it would have right to my heart. I would have been dead. That's 2. Lord, thank you. I am grateful to be alive through that one. So, same place, same house. Well, Different example. One day I woke up and I wasn't feeling good. You know, I was sick. I was feeling like a fever. My mom was trying to break it, you know, Tylenol, blah, blah, blah. Well, it got real bad, folks. It got so bad that my temperature was 106. This is no lie, I swear on my soul. Laying in the bed, I couldn't even blink. I couldn't even lift my fingers. I couldn't move. I couldn't do shit. And you ever see one of those on TV, how when a person dies and the cops come do the investigation, check everything out, and they have that chalk line of the body, where the body was? Well, that was me in bed with a sweat chalk mark all around me, sweating all of my body water out of my body. My mother took me to the hospital just in time because my organs were going to shut down. And so they ran a battery of tests. They couldn't find shit. They couldn't know. They didn't know what was wrong with me. They did not know. So I spent most of the day in the hospital. I think I might have spent the night just for observation. And the next day, I tell you people, when I woke up, gone. No fever, back to normal temperature. That is another reason why I am grateful for being alive. Now, I can't pay those forward other than being around situations and events at the right time in the right place. Example. I was taking my kids to a restaurant with my ex-wife. And we used to like to go to the seafood place, right? It was great. You know, we're all just rubbing down, having lobster and all this shit, you know, because it's pretty cheap out there in Boston, because that's where I moved to from California. Right. So now I'm an adult, right? And we're eating dinner, and then, you know, we go outside. We're done. I'm smoking a cigarette. And I'm watching this gyroscope thing that you stand in and you hook up and it just turns you all around like crazy. And my kids were going bananas. They wanted to go do that. So I'm like focused over there looking. And then I hear this big old commotion over by the doors. Right. So I look. Because I'm fresh out the army at this time. I'll get into those stories in a minute. So I look over there and I'm checking it out. It's a crowd. And so I walk over there pretty briskly because it wasn't that far, but it was enough to make my way through the crowd. And there was this poor old lady. She's laying on the ground, face first, in a pool of blood. Yeah. Because when she was walking out of the restaurant, well, it was like wooden slats. And then once you got off to the street, it was like little concrete. So there was like a little gap. This poor old lady hit that concrete gap, tripped, busted her skull wide open. And everybody was just standing there, just looking at her, bleeding out. I'm like, it takes 7 minutes to lose all your blood. Are you kidding me? So what do? I tell people to back up. I'd start talking to the lady so she can be conscious and hear what I'm saying so I can keep her awake. Because a head injury, if you don't stay awake, you ain't coming back awake. You know what I'm saying? So I'm yelling at people as in not, rah, 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 but as in, you're the manager. Go get me towels. You're a bum over here just watching her. Call 911. Wrapped all this shit up. So I had got these towels and I stopped the bleeding. Had her comfortable. She was awake. She was talking. And then the ambulance came. Ambulance came. Cops came. Everybody came. In that moment, phew, I was gone. I'd done my job. I didn't want to stick around for the witness statement, all this other shit. I just wanted to help. And that's what I did. But see, that was my paying it forward, okay? Because when I was going through shit, I had like the nurses, the doctors, my mom, people helping me stay alive. So that's my return of being grateful and showing it to someone else. Pretty heavy, huh? Hit the like button and subscribe. There's plenty more of this. We're all, we're all family here. Okay. So that's 3 times as a child that I should have died. 3. The nail, the fever, the falling out of the tree. Now I'll move fast forward to an adult. And I'm going to rewind from the dinner story to now me in the Army. I joined the service. I can tell you when, but I was with the 4th Infantry Division and 1st Cav. How do you do that? Well, that's why they call me high speed. Nonetheless. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be a little challenging to tell you all this shit. Because not everybody knows this, and I'll just go and tell people. Just because it's fun. No. Well, my first tour of duty was in Iraq. Northern Iraq, as a matter of fact. Outside of the base was where we caught Saddam. Like our division and our little special forces team were only about 15 minutes from my base, and they went and caught Saddam because that's where he was. Oh my God! Nonetheless, we get a call, and when I joined the service, I joined it as a mechanic, so it was a diesel mechanic, changing big old engines and shit like that. Right? So we get a call to go pick up this tank that was disabled. That's what they said. It was disabled. So we get there, and that motherfucker wasn't disabled. The insurgents had shot a armor-piercing round through this tank, which had phosphorus in it. So basically, once this rocket hits the metal, the phosphorus makes it melt instantly, enough for it to penetrate through all the armor of the tank. And it went inside and caught fire. And so when we rolled up on this tank, it was a big hole in the side. And you look inside, and it's just shit you don't want to see. Okay? Because there were people in it, but they weren't people no more. You know what I mean? So, okay, focus. So now we get all the chains, hook it all up, drag it all the way back. So we get back to the base. We get on base. We park it. Not even 5 minutes later, Chief Warrant Officer. I don't know if you guys know military rank structure like that, but Chief is the shit. He's in between the enlisted and the officer side because he's done both. So he's the shit, okay? That's why he's called Chief. And so he came over and he was screaming and yelling and fucking mad. And he was telling us to get this fucking thing out of here. You know why? Because when they shoot an armor-piercing phosphorus round, after it's now depleted uranium. So now we're all exposed to depleted uranium and shit. What? I need to take a time out. So I could have been dead right then and there. Who knows? I could still be dying from it. Whatever. But I am grateful. Because I had been through an experience that I was unaware of the consequences. Someone made me aware of the consequences. Now I'm grateful, so I was extra vigilant in my job to be aware. Grateful to that chief. Amen. So anytime you needed help, guess who was there? Hey, chief, I got you. I got you, chief. I got you. Right. So, we move on. So like I told you, I was a mechanic in the Army, but I was really good because I had done mechanics before the Army. Worked for Ford for a long time, whatever. So, now they pick me to do security. But this security wasn't inside the base. It was outside the base. And I had to handle the foot traffic of Iraqi citizens coming in to, look for legal help or, some humanitarian shit. But these motherfuckers are walking around with AK-47s, coming up to you being like, I need help. And you're like, you're about to get shot. So I had arranged a team. I had 7 translators and 5 soldiers. And I learned how to speak, read, and write Arabic in 9 months. How you like that shit? So we had an incident. Now I'm the SOG, which is the sergeant of the guard. And so I was in control. I was in charge. And so we have these guys that are working in the intelligence section. And they don't wear any army shit. They're got beer down to their balls and they fucking a Led Zeppelin t-shirt in Iraq. Like, who are you, dude? But you're coming up to me and whispering in my ear, telling me that we have 2 informants coming in to tell us where weapons are. And not to let them talk in this little office that I was, because if other people heard what the fuck they were talking about, well, once they left the base, pow, pull a Kennedy. Gone. So, these guys came, just like I was told. And I got them in. I check them, pat them down, inventory their shit, x-ray them, all this other crap, by note, and let them just chill. But they kept talking. So, I had sent them outside with my translator so nobody would hear them, whatever. They started scrapping with my translator, right? There's 3 guys. And they're slapping them. Just slapping them, right? So I go out there. I tell them to stop in Arabic. And they didn't. So I chain it around. Told them to stop. And they did. But one guy did the last. So I turned my rifle around. Like, right in the skull. Butt stroked his ass right on the ground. Zip tied, hog tied. Everybody was ready to go to jail because we had a little jail on the base. So they got taken away. And I was like, good, that's the end of that shit. Right? So just before my duty was over for the day, guess who comes walking by me? Those 3 guys. They got to leave and go back outside of the base. So as they're walking by me, they're giving me really dirty looks. I would never see him again. I give 2 shits. So, I go to my little hooch, do my little thing, sleep a little bit, wake up for duty again. But now it's like 6 in the morning. I've already done my PT, get my translators, get my soldiers. Now it's breakfast time, 8 o'clock. Boom, now we're on the job. And so my little office was part of inside of the base, the fortified base. But there was a big, huge steel door that was led out to the outside. And then once you're outside, you could just look across the street and there's fucking everybody in Iraq right there. A little scary. Because you know who's snipers and shit up on the top of the roof, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so I'm outside. I'm enjoying a cigarette, having my coffee, thanking God for a bunch of things, you know what I'm saying? I heard this whistle. And then a big old explosion. Boom! I didn't get knocked down. But it was like I was like shockwaved, right? Because I was only like 25 feet from when they shot this 10 by 10 hole in the wall. It was a 188 mic, 188 millimeter RPG. And so I think after the explosion, the shrapnel, the losing my hearing for 3 days on that side of the explosion, I think those guys set that shit off and tried to kill me. I really do. Because they were trying to aim for that red door. And behind that red door was my friggin' office where my chair was. Done deal. So, my friends, where am I going with all this? It's about being grateful. I'm grateful and I am blessed by my Heavenly Father upstairs. For I sit at His feet, my friends, because of what I've been through. But also because I am grateful. And I return that gratefulness back to other people, teaching them how to be grateful, like opening that door for that old lady who can't do it herself so easily anymore, right? So just stop and think about some things, my friends. Gratefulness is amazingness, because when you're grateful inside, nothing is wrong. The world is so alive and amazing, and it's all from Him. Yeah, because that's what we're supposed to do. Show our gratitude. Like when we tip, what do you think a gratuity is? Showing gratitude. Why? Because your rude ass got served, not saying you personally, but you got served your food from, somebody you don't know, a waitress. So your gratitude is to give her money in exchange for her work for you. That's gratefulness. That's what it's called, a gratuity. A gratuitous tip. I got a tip for you. Don't eat yellow snow, by the way. For all y'all those that are out in the snow. Yeah, so that's just gratefulness, right? But you can go above and beyond. Instead of giving that 10%, you can give 20%. If they, worked for it and they did it. Because some waitresses, I'm not going to judge, but, it is what it is. Be grateful to yourself. Be grateful that you're breathing in your life, especially during this fucking time now. This ain't no joke now, people. Be grateful when you wake up every morning. Say thank you, God. Thank you for my life. Even if you haven't been through some shit. Because we're not comparing. But just be grateful that you're breathing. You get to see the sun. You get to see your kids. You get to see your kids. Yeah. Be grateful that you got kids. Because they're little mini-me's, mini-yous, mini-us's. Teach them what it is to be grateful. Because this world is so unappreciative. So impulsive. And when we can teach the next generation what gratefulness is, I think we got a fighting chance. I do. Well, that's about all I got for y'all. I got a whole shit ton of other stories, but I can't get into them now because I'm already emotional and I don't want to sit in my shit tonight because I do have the severe PTSD. So thinking about this stuff does kind of affect me, but I am still grateful that I can breathe. I am still grateful that I have my limbs. My balls. I could have got blown up. And I don't mean to make light of it. But it's a Libra. We make jokes in the heavy situations. You know what I mean? Just try to lighten the mood. So I want you to go home. Or if you're at home tomorrow, wherever you are in this world, write down 3 things that you're grateful for and put it on your fridge. Better yet, do that for you and your family. But for me, doing this here for you, for free, leave me 1 thing that you're grateful for in the comments. And I will be more grateful than you could ever imagine. Because I love y'all when you're chit-chatting with me back and forth in the comments. It's all good stuff. Never, maybe 2 bad comments out of this whole time, but whatever. I just shake it off. Those people aren't grateful. Talking about you're watching a Libra Scorpio Cusp reading and you're saying you're not a Libra Scorpio. You're more of a Scorpio than a Libra. Then what the hell are you watching my shit for? I digress. Ungrateful. You know what I mean? So, do that. Write 3 things down right now on a piece of paper. Throw that shit up on your fridge. So you, your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandmother, your neighbors, whoever walks in that house are going to see that. And that's going to leave a seed in their head. Not to maybe write that shit on their fridge, maybe some wood. But it's that seed that's going to make that person that you show open that door for the old lady. Right? Or help them with their packages, their bundles, whatever you want to call it, because you're old. Grocery bags, right? Do that. And do me 1. Just 1. Why you're grateful. So, my friends, that has been Lessons Learned. Thank you for your time and your energy. I am grateful for all of y'all because I do this for you and you show me love. What a give and take is that? It's amazing. So, that being said, my friends, enjoy Lessons Learned. Check out all the other playlists. I'm still doing tarot. This is just a little side gig. I'll still for free. But nonetheless, it's for you. So, that being said, have a great freaking night. Peace and pray. Don't forget your homework.